Hi everyone, today I want to take you through how to build this chopper that I've made. We have all the pieces laid out here and some tools you're going to need. I've left all the supports on so you can see how I've orientated it. The orientation isn't perfect, like it would be ideal to print this way up, for example, but that would mean a rough surface on this section. This section I've printed this way up because it saves more support material than doing it this way up, but it means this bit's going to look a bit rough. So to build this, you're going to need super glue, you're going to need something to remove the support materials. Paracord for wrapping around the handle is optional, and if you're going to use paracord, you want a source of fire and some skizzers. Okay, I'm going to start putting this together. So there's no real right order in which to put it together. The first thing I'm going to do is put the connecting pin in the handle, because that's going to take a little while to dry. It's up to you which way round the handle goes, right? So this section is going to fit into the head here. If you want a nice long section of cord, then have it so this hole is near the top. If you want a short section of cord, have it near the hole near the bottom, because this hole is where the paracord is going to end. So I want a short section of paracord, so I'm going to remove this bit of support material. I can get this bit out. Okay, the hole is clear, this hole is clear, very nice. So we need to get this pin in. The pin should be snug, like enough to support, but not wiggle about. Ideally, you might need to dial in your printer settings. If you've got 3D gloop, good for you. It's real hard to get in the UK. We have to import it, which is really expensive. So I just use super glue. I twirl it to make sure glue gets everywhere it's supposed to. I'm going to leave that set. Okay, while that is setting, always clean the lid on your super glue before you put it back. We're going to start removing some support material. So this is our axe head. As you can see, it's got these nice little markers, R1, R2, R3, R4. These correspond to R1, R2, R3, R4 on spikes. However, having these little depressions for spikes was the best way I could find to have the spikes look good while they're on the axe, but it does mean some post-processing is important because it means we have support material to get rid of. Joy. You can obviously print them without support materials if you want. I'm not your mum, as far as I know. Unless your name's Jeremy. Specifically Jeremy Wells of 124 Ashbourne Road. If it is, if that is your name, call me. You're making your mother very sad by staying away for so long. That's one bit of support material. Because the spikes also take a little while to dry, I'm going to glue them inside one side by the other. So I'm going to do the right side ones first. This is R1, spike R1, bang. As you can see, they should fit in real nicely, but obviously this is dialed in for my printer. Your printer's settings will vary. Ignore, please, the job I'm doing of the gluing. Ain't no one got time to glue cleanly. I'm not that sort of person. Okay, I'll leave that to dry for a bit. Removing support material continues. Clean this bits if you can be bothered. I'm not going to do it for this because we've all got places to be. Where did my spike go? So support material, nice clean hole, nice clean hole. How dry is this glue? Pretty dry. Not dry enough, probably. Continuing moving support material. Why would I use a painter's tool when I have a craft knife sitting literally right here? Shut up, that's why. These joints, you want to make sure they're nice and clear because the clearance are important. And we've got to make sure that any lingering bits of crap from the bottom of this, we want to make this surface real smooth because otherwise things won't fit as well. There is a decent amount of tolerance in the clearance, but you don't want to push it. A little bit of spilt material clung on there. Watch out for that. Okay, that's nice and smooth. That's nice and smooth. Okay, how's this little dude doing? This little dude's doing well. Now these dudes are printed with, I printed them with 3 walls, 3 perimeters. You can do less if you want, but obviously it's potentially risky. You really don't want to have this guy snap. Make sure you twirl it so that the glue gets everywhere, but don't overdo it because you can see with the amount of glue I've put in, you can see that it's beading around the edges. It could come splurging out. If you want things to be nice and neat, you can line up these 2 holes because Paracord is going to wrap from here to here. You could also offset them if you were so inclined, but I'm going to do it like that. If you were feeling fancy, you could clamp this. My clamps are somewhere else, so I'm not going to. A couple of bits of support material from the head. A little bit clung on. Should have got some pliers, never mind. Again, you want to make sure this craps out of here because otherwise it's going to really interfere with putting the shaft in. By the way, I said shaft. That sounds a bit rude, doesn't it? I hope I cut most of this crap commentary I'm doing. Honestly, this will probably be fine. Yeah, that's fine. Always dry fit before you glue. Let's do the other spikes. There's only one orientation that works for the spikes. Each spike can only fit in 1 hole. But I added unique identifiers for the spikes because I love you all so much and I want your lives to be good and meaningful and full of joy. Let's not ask questions about how this part got so dirty so quickly when all I did was lie it on this table. You leave my extremely filthy table out of this. Your mother and I are very unhappy about how judgy you are about our table. This is the head of the axe. You could do this in a few ways, but I'm going to do it this way because that's how I make myself happy. So this is the top connecty piece, so it goes in this little slot here. Again, you'll find that things can only fit in the slot they're designed for. If you feel particularly fancy, you could clamp this. So you want to just make sure that you're not blocking off this hole because the tolerances mean it can wiggle about a bit. Which is also why I'm going to glue this next bit in here whilst I have it. So I'm going to run a line of glue down here. How much glue you use is up to you. We're going to do this while we wait, because we may as well. Glue, glorious glue. Yeah, may as well do some around here as well. Don't overdo this so it doesn't splurge outside. Tolerances will miss her a lot better. Okay. That is the head of our axe assembled. It is now hopefully dry. It is dry enough, certainly. This bit is strictly optional. This is Paracord, what I got off eBay. I've spliced two bits together, which is why there's an unsightly knot there. Not least because this is using up the end of a bundle, spool, whatever you call it. So it's not quite long enough, but it is what it is. The end of this is fragile. You don't want to leave it like this because the collar of the cord will slide up, leaving you with a lot more of the innards than you want. So you need your source of fire. Wear PPE. Don't just do what I am doing, which is just setting fire to in your house. Also, don't let burning paracord fall on your workpiece. Very important. That's step one. That's where that's going to be visible as well. Never mind. So we thread the paracord through the hole. Very important. This bit you've just burned, wait for it to cool down before you tie the knot, because that shit's going to burn your fingers. This stuff gets hot. You know the thing you just set on fire? That can be hot. If you know fancy knots, I am impressed by you. I know crap knots, so I am going to use those. This knot that we all learned in junior school, and if you're like me, you stopped there. Okay, so there are all sorts of nice ways you can wrap paracord, but I haven't got the patience. So I wrap like this, sweep down, wrap like this. You can do it like this, and make sure everything's nice to go, which doesn't feel nice. The reason why I'm doing this now is because this end is flailing around and twirling around and doing all sorts of other around things, and that's the idea of us to do when the axe is on. I can only apologise for saving my fingers. This is probably not very nice to look at. But it's okay, because you want to hear me say this in the advanced thought, so hopefully. Okay, right. Okay, I got this just alright. Good job, me. Okay, so this bit is probably okay for it. We'll find out if I'm right or not. It was fine. I don't know what I was worried about. Knot it. I don't know how to do knots. That's certainly a way of doing it. Snip the end. So we are now going to seal the paracord so it doesn't fret, it doesn't come undone. That's sealed. I've burned the knots as well, so the paracord melts to itself, so nothing comes loose. You can do it on this end as well. Don't have to do it that much. Depends how into fire you are, if you're one of those people. Yes, I should use a cigarette lighter. I don't have one. Da. So, let's get back that axe head that I left drying earlier. Hopefully some of the super glue will have dried. It's dried enough to make a point. Simply slather the inside of this joint with super glue. Imagine this is a turkey and you're filling it full of delicious fluids ready for Easter. Don't do that. Don't let super glue get on the visible bit. Insert the shaft. Twiddle the shaft. Congratulations, you now have a chopper. Ta-da!